You know, it's days like this when you wake up and you just appreciate the gift of life. And you're over a certain age, you start thinking about, am I closer to the starting line or closer to the finish line? And then things happen in your life that just jars you and let you know that even if you're moving closer to that finish line, it's time to claim your power like never before. No more woulda, coulda, shoulda. Say, I will. I will. Be, do, have. Because that's my gifting. I was at a concert last night with Leah and 15,000 other people. And just grooving to the music of Anthony Hamilton. We were blessed with front row tickets. At one point he was perspiring and he flew some sweat on me. Leah said, ugh. But I looked down at my cell phone. You know how we tend to do. I was copying the concert. I was recording it, bootlegging it. But as I looked down, I looked at my text message, and it says, Daryl passed. Daryl is one of my mentees. He's 25 years of age, just finished his master's, and we hired him in a full-time job at Oakland University. And we just had lunch, and I told him, you're the heir apparent to me because there's something special about you. There's a light inside of you that radiates, and everybody likes Daryl. Black, white, international, it doesn't matter. Everybody likes Daryl. So to get that message and to hear that song, woulda, coulda, shoulda, it makes me think. No matter if I'm close to that starting line or that finish line, it's time for me to just run a little bit faster. I know we talk about walking on the journey, but why not run on the journey? Why not we just make a decision that I've got enough momentum and much knowledge and skills that I can run? Why not? So no more woulda, coulda, shoulda. Let's play big. Let's play large. Let's play huge. Are you with me? Say, why not? Why not me? Why not me move away from the woulda, coulda, shoulda moments? And so we come here today to remind ourselves of our power, to remind ourselves that we're empowered to co-create the life of our dreams, that dream that Daisy sings about. It's time to live. Today is that moment.
No more coulda, shoulda, woulda. No more coulda, shoulda, woulda. I live for me, I can't live for you. I have a dream today. I walk in my power today. It's gonna be my finest hour. No more coulda, shoulda, woulda. No more coulda, shoulda, no more. I live for me, can't live for you. I have a dream today. No more coulda, shoulda, woulda. No more coulda, shoulda, woulda. I live for me, can't live for you. I have a dream today.
Beautiful. Maybe all stand. Renaissance Healing, all is well. And all is in divine order. So repeat after me. I commit to a courageous life. I commit to a courageous life. I was interviewed by a newspaper reporter a couple of days ago and didn't have a lot of time to prep Michael. They just said, hey, it's a newspaper reporter here and he wants to interview you. I'm like, okay, here we go. Never know what's going to come out of my mouth. And so the reporter asked me, isn't it ironic that Pride Month is in the same month as Juneteenth? And so I thought about it in a split second and I said, well, both embody the concept of freedom. Both embody the concept of elevation and growth. And so I said, Pride Month says, I open to be me, to love me, to embrace me. And Juneteenth says, I'm free to be, to do, to pursue anything that I want. And so it's with that freedom that we're supposed to live our lives. And with that bondage release, there's not supposed to be any more woulda, coulda, shouldas. And so with that freedom, we see ourselves stepping into unlimited possibilities, limitless possibilities. Lord knows I wish I had a magic wand and I could just tap each and every one of you on the shoulder and make you know, arise and know that you have high value, you're lovable, and you can do anything that you want to do. And so I thought about it and said, well, maybe, Reverend Wilmer, we need to go back to one of the basic principles. Brett, how about it? Can we go back to one of the basic principles of unity and new thought? Why not? Can we just say why not? Why not? So repeat after me. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that makes the thing. Let's let that soak in, marinate like a good barbecue base. Let's say it. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that makes the thing. Now, I want to go into an affirmation. And we're going to come back. We're going to loop around to this affirmation at the end of the message. So be prepared to take it in now. But next time we do it, you'll have greater understanding. It'll mean more to you. So let's repeat this affirmation. In the midst of the rough waters, in dark places, I rise with unwavering strength and resilience. I am a beacon of light, guided by inner wisdom. I overcome challenges and embrace growth. I am victorious, shine my light upon others. I am grateful for the lessons learned. I am the embodiment of triumph. And so it is. You may be seated as your feet are hurting. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that makes the thing happen. Think about that. We know that thoughts have power, right? We're all on the same page there, right? There's no disputing that our thoughts have power. And in their presence, things begin to move. They can move for the good. They can move for the bad. There's no such thing as no movement. And so I always tell my people, either you're moving forward or you're falling back, because there is no staying in position. The clock is always moving. The time is always changing, right? So there is no such thing as maintaining. Either you're gaining or you're losing ground. And that's what we remember here today. So I ask you something personal today. Something I've never asked you before. And something that I probably shouldn't because maybe it's inappropriate. But can I ask you anyway? Can I search you? Can I search you? I mean, from head to toe, can I search you? Since most of you didn't give an answer, which I expected, because there's a level of curiosity, uncertainty, and I put you on shaky ground when I say, can I search you from head to toe? That's like a whisper song. Look at praise the Lord, we're in church. Praise him. But since you're not sure whether you want me to search you, will you search yourself from head to toe? Will you search yourself for inconsistencies that keep you in that space of woulda, coulda, shoulda? Will you search your soul? Will you search your mind? Will you search your body? Will you search your spirit? And insert yourself in the notion that I really can be, do, and have anything that I want. I have the power to co-create and manifest the life that I want. And if I have a choice, and if my Father's house has many rooms, and I have a choice among those many rooms, I want the luxury suite. I want the penthouse. I don't want the economy room. I don't want the discount room. I want to be in the penthouse, always. Do I have any penthouse thinkers with me today? Raise your hand. Raise your hand like you just don't care who's watching. That's what we're supposed to be. Unity was all about healing what's ailing us. Our founders, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, built the foundation of this spiritual movement on the notion of healing. And that healing is not just a physical thing, it's mental, it's spiritual, it's financial. It's every scenario that we face in life, we may need a healing. Because even when we talk about prosperity, some people will say money is the root of all. But is it really? It's not. So we need to do some spiritual healing around finance and money and the opportunity to possess money at a level where we can make an impact. When Brett talks about making change in our community, change comes with a price tag because we have to change systems, break down systems, and it costs. It costs to move things. And so I'm thinking, our topic, changed at depth. Changed at depth. Can we say that together? Changed at depth. Think about that word, depth. That means we're going deeper than the surface, right? Why do we need to go deeper than the surface? Yes, the issues are there. But sometimes we dress ourselves up and we avoid the confrontation, the conflict, or dealing with the issues. We all can look good, look sexy. But then we say, beneath the surface, what's going on? And so I want you to just look at somebody and say, what's going on? Look again and say, what's really going on? See, change is not a spiritual, intellectual exercise. What do I mean by that? A spiritual, intellectual exercise. See, we're good at gathering information and become smarter about spiritual principles, smarter about spiritual tools. And we may debate what the minister said when the minister said what he said. And it may cause a great debate for weeks. And we never extract the principles that have to be applied. And so we intellectualize spirituality. Because as long as we intellectualize the lessons, we don't have to apply the lessons because we stay in a debate mode. And in that debate mode, we're still thinking whether we need to apply it. And so that's where most of us are at. We read thousands and thousands of books, And then you say, how many chapters have you applied? How many tools have you used? We've got a garage full of tools for our garden. We turned into gardeners over the pandemic. But none of those tools work to get the kind of yard we want until we put in the work. Those tools are made to be used. And so we always say, with everything, are we applying the principles? The last time I was on a plane, we got delayed on the runway. I don't recall the reason why we were delayed on the runway. But as I sat there, I said, well, I might as well get some work done. So I fired up my laptop and I began to crank out email responses. What better time? Nobody can disturb me in this moment. No phone call, so why not dive into some emails? As I was flying through those emails, the flight attendant says, prepare for takeoff. You ever heard that, prepare for takeoff? Can we say that, prepare for takeoff? Prepare for takeoff. The cabin lights will be turned off in just a few moments. All electronic devices must be put away and stored. You heard that message? And so I'm firing down the laptop, putting it away, lights go out. And I'm sitting there in the darkness of a plane, and I'm wondering, why do they always turn off the lights before takeoff and during landing? We've all experienced that, right? Every time you're taking off, they turn off the lights, and then when we land, they turn off the lights, and I'm sitting there wondering, I don't know if I was the only one on that plane just sitting there contemplating. Maybe I'm a deep thinker sometimes, deeper than I should be. I'm like, why are they turning off the lights to take off? No, it's not that. No, it's not that at all. Does anybody know? Well, good. At this moment, I'm a person of power because I asked the question. I asked the question of the flight attendant. I said, please tell me, why do they turn off the lights before takeoff and before landing? And she laughed and said, well, it's really a kind of crisis thing. See, if something happens and we go down, and you should know that about 95% of plane crashes happen on takeoff or landing. We know that, right? And so they're saying, if there is a crisis on the plane, the lights will go out. And so we turn off the lights so your eyes can adjust to the darkness. So in the darkness of the plane cabin, you'll be able to adjust your eyes and still know how to navigate that environment. Think about that. Think about it. Now, everyone, close your eyes. Close your eyes. What do you see? Darkness. Now, do you start to see circles, lines? As we navigate that darkness, we begin to see. Open your eyes. It's a powerful story, but it's about emergencies and being able to find the emergency exit in the dark. That emergency exit in the dark. And sometimes we get ourselves in situations where there's darkness, and we see ourselves in darkness, and we need an emergency exit. If anyone is like me, there's oftentimes situations you find yourself in where you're looking for an emergency exit. Am I right? We need that exit. And so it's fascinating how a simple act, a practice, a procedure in the airplane relates to our life and mirrors the need for change. Because sometimes we're navigating change in unknown spaces, unfamiliar spaces, environments that we never have been in. And we're trying to navigate ourselves, and it seems like we're in the darkness. And even though we're walking with our eyes wide open, We don't know which way to go. Anybody ever been in here and trying to go someplace new and you just don't know the way to go? We all are in that space. But the preciseness of the darkness provides an opportunity for us to adjust ourselves and gain greater clarity. One of my favorite movies is Men of Honor. Anybody ever see Men of Honor? Robert De Niro and Cuba Gooding Jr. And this is really the story of Kyle Brashear, the first African-American Navy diver in the U.S. Navy. And as you can imagine, he faced all kind of discrimination, racism, and doubts about his ability. And in this scene, we see deep in the movie, he's gone through boot camp, and his captain has put every barrier in front of him because they didn't want him to finish the course. And there's Kyle Brashear. Near the end, boom, as life would have it, he has a tragic injury. He becomes an amputee. Leg had to be cut off. And so they made it easy for the Navy administration to say, you're not fit for duty. You're not fit for service. And so in this space, Kyle Brashear says, yes, I am. I am. And so they put him in this situation in a court and say, prove yourself as fit for duty. And they said, to do so, you have to put on this 250-pound new Navy diving suit. 250 pounds. And they're whispering, saying, no way he can do this. He's 40 years of age. He has one leg. He won't be able to get out of the chair unassisted. And you have to get up unassisted. And once you get up, you have to take 12 steps. Does anybody know the meaning of 12 steps in unity? So many meanings to 12. 12 steps in a 250-pound diving suit. And so in this scene, Robert De Niro, who's the captain, who put him through boot camp, arrives in court and says, I'm taking over. Carl, you're going to make these 12 steps. These 12 impossible, improbable steps. So Carl gets up. He takes 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, 4 steps, 5 steps, 6 steps, and the leg gives out. And so he stops. And so the general in charge says, that's enough. Stand down. Robert De Niro yells and said, you'll do no such thing. This is my detail and my soldier. He said, attention. Attention. And he says, in a voice that's ranting and raving and motivational at the same time and inspiration, he said, God damn it, Carl, you're going to give me my 12 steps. Now get to moving. Then he says, a master diver has no glory about him. All a master diver does is be a good salvage person. A master diver never gets glory. He's only a salvage expert. Listen to that word, a salvage expert. And then he says, if something is lost underwater, he goes and gets it. If something is sunk, he goes down and brings it up. If something is in the way, he moves it out of the way. Water represents thoughts. Thoughts held in mind produce your own kind. And so there we see Robert De Niro on this journey. But really, I tell you that story because that's the journey of healing. That's the journey of renewal. That's the journey of hope. We dive into ourselves, deeper and deeper into ourselves, the water of our own space. And we say, there's some things I need to find. There's some things I need to raise up, to elevate inside of me. There's some things I need to remove that's inside of me for me to heal and truth to be revealed. And that's where we are. So this morning, I want everyone to know that if you're willing to be a master diver, there is the chance that we can move away from being a woulda, coulda, shoulda, and go into the I will space. Psalms 139, 23 to 24. It says, search me, O Lord, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. But it's not just our anxious thoughts. It's our angry thoughts, our annoyed thoughts, thoughts that occupy our mind from things, past experiences, and they still prey on who we are today. We know what they are. They're the losses. The loss of a child, the loss of a significant other, the loss of a job, the loss of confidence. All of those things make us anxious for something new. And all we're saying is, Lord, I surrender. What this is saying from a metaphysical standpoint is that I surrender. Courageously, I surrender. And why is it a courageous surrender? Because the me that I know is the me that I only know. Can you say that with me? The me that I know is the only me that I know. And so it's scary to leave the me that I know for the me that I don't know. I get it. I get it. I got it. But at the same time, it's time for us to move on. And so I ask you again, can I search you? Can I search you? And there's still the unwillingness for me to be allowed to search you. But will you let yourself enter into a co-search and seizure process? And this time, you open up and you totally surrender to the Christ within you. And when you open up to the Christ within you, you say, search me and seize anything that's in me that no longer serves my highest good. If we can do that, we can move forward. There was a quote that I made myself. And it says, authentic healing and transformation require more than superficial gestures and external appearances. Look good, feel good, smell good is not enough. It demands a deep introspective journey where we confront the debris and damage within ourselves, allowing true renewal to take place. Ernest Holmes confirms that. Ernest Holmes says, we're not here to deny our humanity, but to embrace it fully and completely, understanding that our challenges and our wounds are opportunities for growth and transformation. See, we're supposed to have wounds. The question is, are you taking care of your wounds in a way that allows them to heal? One of the worst things you can do is not take care of a wound and it gets infected. And then other things start to suffer as a result of you not taking care of those wounds. All of us have wounds. The question is, will we take care of those wounds? Today is our opportunity to not say that I woulda, coulda, shoulda, but to say that I will take care of those wounds. So today I invite you on a transformational journey where each time we enter into the unknown, those dark places, we know that there's light that we can find even in the darkness. So can we repeat that opening affirmation? This time with greater understanding. This time with greater willingness to open ourselves up to a search and seizure process. And we just repeat it. And this time we repeat it knowing At this point in our message, our service, we're better off now than when we started. Wouldn't you agree? We're better off now than where we started. Let's go. In the midst of rough waters, in dark places, I rise with unwavering strength and resilience. I am a beacon of light. Guided by inner wisdom, I overcome challenges and embrace growth. I am victorious, shining my light upon others. I am grateful for the lessons learned. I am the embodiment of triumph. And so it is. Renaissance Unity, I love you like never before. And there's nothing you can do about it but accept it and hopefully love me back. God bless each and every one of you on your journey forward.